Hey everybody, how's it going? Mr. Cinema Junkie here. Just wanted to share a couple of words in a movie that I watched earlier this morning. A little different. No over the top violence, no blood, gore, horror, none of that stuff. Not this time. But it was an entertaining movie, and I thought I'd share it with all of you. The movie I'm going to talk about is Knucklehead. If you haven't seen this one or heard about it, it's basically the story of a very huge orphan. This guy by the name of Walter Crunk. He's 35 years old and he's lived his entire life in an orphanage. Never allowed to. Well, he was not that he wasn't allowed, but they let him stay, even though he was never adopted. So they let him stay there, and he helps out around there. But he's kind of like a catastrophe waiting to happen, kind of accident prone. He's played by Paul White, better known as The Big Show. So any of you WWE or WCW fans that have seen him or know of him or are fans of him, he was also in Jingle All the Way, and he was in The Water Boy. He played Captain Insano. Remember that scene where he's laughing at the Water Boy for when he finds out how old he is and he's calling him to the show. But anyways, he plays a very big goof. Has no idea what the outside world is like. And he inadvertently sets fire to the orphanage. Doesn't burn it down, but they bring in the fire inspector, who sees that there's a lot of things that need to be fixed, and because the kitchen isn't working because he burned it down, he says he's going to close down the place. They need to raise X amount of dollars by a certain amount of time, or they're going to close the place down. So he feels terrible, and meanwhile, there's a fight promoter by the name of Eddie Sullivan, who owes money to a bookie, or I believe it was a bookie, but he owes money to this guy who's played by Dennis Farina, who's one of my favorite actors. He was in the movie Snatch as Avi. He owes him money, and he says that he's got a fighter to fight against his fighter. Dennis Farina's fighter's name is Red Rum, and he loses automatically. So now he owes him double the money he owed him before. So you find him in the church at the orphanage. He finds him in a church at the orphanage, praying to God, because his dad said best thing you can do right now is pray. So the fight promoter, Eddie, is praying. I need a sign here. I need something. Help me out here. Do me a solid. And as he's praying, Walter comes crashing through a window and just appears right there, and he's like, "No, that's a solid." So he takes this guy and he wants to make him into a fighter. This guy's never been outside of the orphanage. He has no idea what's going on out there, but he's going to make him into a fighter because he's so huge. Anyone who knows The Big Show knows the guy's big. He's like 6'9" or something. So he goes out there. His first fight is kind of a catastrophe because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's fighting in his underwear, basically. And he progresses into becoming a better fighter, a more solid fighter, but a fighter with like a real tender heart. Big, lovable goof. He falls in love for the first time. There's some funny scenes in here. I especially like the bear fight. He has to fight with a bear. He chokes the bear out. There's one where he overdoes it at the buffet, and excuse me, that was my dog back there. I swear to God, it was my dog. He overdoes it at a buffet and he gets really bad upset stomach, and they're on a bus, so he has to fight his way to the back of the bus. And anyone who's ever traveled Greyhound knows those toilets are not made for very big people. So as he's walking down the aisle, he's passing gas and he's killing people left and right, and they're fighting to get out of the bus, pushing on the window, "Help me, help me!" And and he's in the toilet, but the only thing in there is his ass. His head and everything else is stuck outside of the toilet with the door open, and he's apologizing to everybody. "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And meanwhile, you hear all this, and stuff like that. So as the camera's panning back through the aisle of the bus, people are calling their loved ones. I just wanted to let you know that I love you. Like they're not going to make it out of there alive, and that was a pretty funny scene. The formula is kind of a familiar formula. If you've seen the movie Kingpin with Woody Harrelson, he takes the Amish dude, tries to make him into a bowler. He needs to raise money to save the farm, or they're going to take the farm away from the Amish people. Kind of the same thing, kind of the same deal. So it's not an altogether original idea, but the way it was delivered was pretty cool. I liked it, and if you're into fight movies and stuff like that, then this would probably be one for you. And yeah, like I said, it's good for a laugh. So check it out if you get the chance. Knucklehead, that's the name. And get your favorite WWE or WWF wrestling buddy and throw it around the room while you're watching the show. And quick question for everybody out there. Who would you say is your favorite wrestler who's crossed over into movies? Not the most successful one, but for you personally, who is your favorite wrestler to cross over into mainstream cinema? I have a couple. One would be, because I'm old school, I'd say Hulk Hogan. Easy there. And I'd say Kane, because I liked him in the movie See No Evil. How about all of you? Well, what say you? I want to see how many people say John Cena. Come on. You can do better than that. It's too easy. Don't say The Rock. Oh, that's too easy. No, seriously, who are your favorites? I can't wait to hear what everybody has to say. But that's my review. Kind of off point a little bit at some points. But I'm hungry and I'm waiting for dinner to get here. Or lunch, I should say. Distracted easily. Okay, well, there you have it. Knucklehead, check it out. It's on Netflix Instant for those of you who have that option. Let me know what you think. Thanks.